Chael. Welcome to Hunter x Hunter Theory. I'm going to explain about Ging's Nen ability. If you only want to know about Ging's Nen ability, skip to 400. As you know, Ging is the father of Gon, the main character of Hunter x Hunter. He is a character who does things at his own pace and is loyal to his own intellectual curiosity to any extent. He is not bound by common sense or preconceived notions, and has unconventional ideas and values. However, he is not as mild-mannered as Gon, and is rather quick to anger and can be seen raging and fighting. The people around him are generally regarded as idiots, but he is fully competent and is trusted by many people. Even Jing's rival, Piston, trusts him simply because Ging said so. Jing's strength is rarely revealed in his works. However, according to Netero, he is among top 5 Nen users in the world. There have been a lot of very strong characters in Hunter x Hunter so far, and of course there are a lot of characters that have yet to appear, but to be in the top 5 is expected to be quite strong. I will now explain Jing's strength by referring to his abilities and strength shown in the work. Pip-Play. Pip-Play, according to Ging, doesn't have much to do with ability once you've done it, but the fact that it requires control of the aura gives us an idea of Nen's basic level. Pip-Play requires the ability of transmutation, since it changes auras. We can guess that it is very close to what Biscuit, Hisoka, and other transmutation abilities do for fun. It is suggested that he is many times better at controlling Nen than Usaman, who started bragging about Pip-Play. Usaman has lost his confidence, and those around him are no match for Ging. Netero's, he is among the top 5 Nen users in the world, is quite plausible. Striking Nen abilities can be copied once he is attacked. In a fight with a subordinate that Periston had set up to see what Ging could do, Ging uses the Nen ability of emission against an opponent with an embodied gun. When he strikes an object, the aura slips through the object and is released on the target. I thought it was Jing's Nen ability to copy striking abilities, but this one seems to be just a talent. In addition, he has an extraordinary ability with regard to the Nen ability, so much so that he immediately developed an application technique after considering the developer's backbone and the mechanism of the Nen ability. He's good enough to restrain Razor. Razor appears in the GI arc, and is a founding member of the GI. As a Nen ability, he was in charge of the emission system during the development of the GI arc, so we can assume that he is quite skilled. Also, in Dodgeball, he showed such an ability to release Nen that it took Gon, Killua, and Hisoka to barely guard him. He is so good that Gon and Killua's mentor, Biscuit, and the Phantom Troop's Sphinx are all impressed. It is speculated that Ging is powerful enough to catch Razor without killing him. Annihilation of the Clyte Gang of Thieves. One of Jing's achievements is the annihilation of the Clyte Gang of Thieves. I have no idea how strong the gang is, but since it is listed as one of his achievements, I would expect it to be very strong. The Gang of Thieves in Hunter x Hunter is the Phantom Troop, and if they are on the same level as that, it was pretty powerful. The fact that he couldn't get credit for catching bad guys like Razor suggests that the gang was quite difficult to catch. The candidates for Jing's Nen ability are Specialization, Manipulation, and Transmutation. Since there is only one basis for transmutation, the possibility is rather low. Pip-Play, as explained above, is a good example. Transmutation is the ability to change the nature and shape of an aura. Hisoka changes his aura to rubber, and Killua changes his aura to electricity. Pip-Play does not change the nature of the aura, but it does require the transmutation technique due to the fact that it changes the shape of the aura. Although it is a high-level ability, he may not be very attached to the transmutation ability since he has said that it is meaningless. I think this is a description to show that he has extraordinary power even if he is not good at the transmutation ability. Personally, I think that specialization and manipulation are the most likely. Since there are so many things related to luck in Jing's words, actions, and relationships with people around him, I assume that it is an ability that affects luck. Now let me explain. First of all, Ging is the founder of GI, and when Gon and Killua did research on the Hunter website about GI, it was suggested that the specialization ability was involved. All of the information on the Hunter site about GI is true, and it is certain that the specialization ability is involved. This does not rule out that Ging, the person in charge of GI, is a specialization, but it does provide some evidence. Also, GI is developed by joint-type Nen Ability each card's effect and system. For example, Razor is in charge of the emission system. Risky Dice in Greed Island, there is an item called Risky Dice. It is a 20-sided dice, with 19 sides being very good luck and one side being very bad luck. If you get a good luck, something very good will happen to you, and there is a 95% chance that you will get a great luck. However, if there is a 5% chance of getting a bad luck, a misfortune equivalent to the good luck that has been caused by the risky die will occur. It is quite a gambling item, but I assume that Ging was responsible for this ability. Here is the rationale for what follows. DWUN's name change. One of the creators of Greed Island is a man named DWUN, but he was forced to change his name by Ging. He said that the title of the game was chosen as an anagram of the founding members, and he was forced to change the name just to make it fit. Since changing his name from WDWUNE to DWUN, he has stated that his luck has improved. I feel better, I won the lottery, and I got a girlfriend. Kite's Nen Ability. Kite's Nen Ability is Crazy Slots, which is a very gambling ability that gives the user an ability that corresponds to the outcome of the slot. The Nen ability is part of the personality of the user, but doesn't it seem a little strange that Kite has a gambling ability? With his strong sense of justice, calm and gentle nature, it is hard to imagine him activating such an ability. Kite himself says that his mentor is Ging, and Ging says that he is the one who taught Kite the Nen ability. Also, don't you think that Jing's ability is involved in the details of Crazy Slots? Mito's misfortune. Since Ging left the island, various incidents have occurred on Mito. Mito's parents died in a car accident. Jing's father went fishing and never came back. At that time, Mito makes a meaningful comment. It all started to go when he left. Did Mito know about Jing's ability? It's unclear if he was spared from misfortune because Ging was on the island or if it was the cost of Jing's ability. It seems to be related to Jing's ability. Election statements. In the scene where the Zodiac 12 gather for the election, Ging predicted that the lottery would be the one to decide the voting rules. He uses a lot of terms from probability and horse racing to explain this. From these remarks, we can see that Ging is usually obsessed with reading and luck. He also says that he enjoys it, and I assume that Jing's Nen ability is related to luck. If Jing's ability is to improve luck, then it is clearly specialization. However, there are some depictions where Ging is considered to be a manipulation. Also, if Ging is a manipulation, then he is considered to be an acquired specialization. Manipulation is also an attribute that is more likely to change into specialization. Manipulation can manipulate matter, but Jing's acquired ability of specialization may have blossomed and sublimated into the ability to manipulate luck. Manipulation is also compatible with emission, so it makes sense that he was able to copy and even apply Leorio's emission ability. Also, when Gong returned home, the cassette tape that Mito gave him contained Jing's Nen. It is to erase the audio by overwriting the recording after the tape is played. The ability to play and erase a cassette tape is a manipulation. The ability to put Nen into a cassette tape that is away from him is called emission. Also, Killua hit the cassette tape, but it didn't even scratch it. It can be assumed that the cassette tape is covered with Gyu, or Ko, by emission's Nen. There is also another depiction that suggests manipulation. In the scene where Ging first appears, he is riding two giant dragons. And the two giant dragons are making the same statement as Ging. Ging seems to have a characteristic of being easily liked by animals, but now that I think about it, I can also think that he was manipulating them with his manipulation ability. Enhancers are simple and determined. Manipulators are logical, does things at his own pace. Transmuters are whimsical and a liar. Emitters are impatient, not detail-oriented. Specialists are independent and charismatic. Conjurers are high-strung. I think that manipulators and specialists are the two most likely candidates. In terms of transmutation, Ging is fickle, but not a liar. As for emission, he is short-tempered, but not sketchy. His plans are quite precise and his personality is the logical type. On the Hunter website, he was listed as a specialization. Personally, I think that manipulation is a type of acquired specialization. If we consider manipulation as the core, it makes sense why it is specialization. If that's the case, it makes sense that he immediately copied and applied Leorio's emission ability since manipulation is compatible with emission. There are still many mysteries about Ging, but what do you think about Ging? Please let us know in the comments. Ging will probably play an active role in the Dark Continent arc, so I'm looking forward to the resumption of Hunter x Hunter more and more. Do you have a favorite character or a character you'd like to see introduced? We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching the video until the end. See you soon. Ciao.